Welcome back to GBGuns. Thanks for joining us again for another tabletop. Coming up, we've got the Diamondback 308 pistol. AR10 pistols are loads of fun, lots of potential applications. We'll be taking a close look at this thing coming up next. Some years ago, we reviewed the DB10 Diamondback AR10 308, and the thing shot sub MOA and was retailing for under $1,000 when most folks wanted that or more for an AR-15, let alone an AR-10. Tacticator remembers. So we really enjoyed that rifle. Had to send it back. As you know, this is a not-for-profit channel, so we take what can get loaned to us and then send it back when we can. Some things get to stay on board for long-term future use, and that's when you see the repeat stuff. But yeah, that rifle had to go back. Didn't want to send it back. Loved that thing. Ever since then, I've wanted to get my hands on a DB10 platform again. And now, thanks to stuff like the Gearhead Works brace, pistols have become a lot more practical. And so Diamondback has this DB10P. Whoa, focus there, camera. Pistol with a compensating 2-chamber break on the end of it. And this is really exciting to me because AR-10 pistols give you quite a bit of thunder when they fire. You generally don't have complete combustion of the gases, and so you end up with big old fireball and lots of noise coming out of them. But you're still throwing a 147 all the way up to 180 or so grain projectile at a pretty decent speed. Gives you that AR-10 308 ability to deliver more energy in a much more compact package. They do still weigh a bit. As far as specs and numbers on these things, you guys can look that up by checking out their website. Don't want to waste your time with those. Just want to talk about the experience and application of these. So this gives you that 308 power in a much more compact package, and lots of fun at the range with the big thunder and the fireballs. Speaking of thunder and fireballs, starting off on the business end here, we have a Diamondback labeled muzzle device. As you can see, it's a 2-port break. That's going to be pretty effective at tame and recoil. And we've got 4 ports up top for compensation. Gases come up, push down on the nose of the gun. Helps balance things out. If you want to learn or understand more about brakes, you can check out some of our gear videos on that. Looking at the handguard, it's a slightly different style than what we had a few years ago. M-lock with this nice kind of enlarged loops going on here. But M-lock at your 3, 6, and 9. Some lightning cuts across the top, and then of course pick rail all the way out to the end. You can see our gas block is out here, reaching as far out as it can on a barrel of this size. Nice thick barrel. It is a heavy gun. It's built beefy. If you weren't familiar with AR-10s, there is no mil spec for them, so you tend to have milled receivers, and there's a couple different patterns that have been widely accepted. So that means that, manufacturers can do what they want. Do have a light marking here of the Diamondback logo on the handguard, much stronger on this side. Get the light on there to see that. Looking at our handguard to receiver fitment, which is right here, you can see everything looks flush, although the width of the rails slightly different and the angle coming off of the top is slightly different. That may be a Stanag versus Picatinny. I'm not sure. Really, it doesn't bother me because you don't want to mount anything here anyways. Stuff needs to either be on the handguard or on the receiver, not a little bit of both, because you do get flex over time. We've got our T marks on the top of the upper receiver, which is a nice, handsome, well anodized coating. We got a laser marked Diamondback logo on there, which is pretty cool. The charging handle is standard garden variety. This bolt carrier, however, is very pretty. Get all that out of there. Give you a look at the inside of the receiver. I have fired this a couple times, took it out to the range because I was just too excited, and then before getting too into it, I wanted to stop and do this tabletop. So you can see we've got the angle cut. There are angle cut AR-10s and round. So if you're looking at getting just this upper or lower, you should know that you'll need it to match with whatever you plan on putting it on. Look at our lower receiver here. Nice bold Diamondback marking there. Got a little bit of flare to the mag well, not as wide as it could have gone with this thickness, but it's tasteful. Diamondback logo on the backside, safe from fire markings, nothing beyond that. The trigger is of mil-spec variety, ambi safety, and it's got a hex mag rubberized grip. This is my first time trying one of these, and I gotta say it's pretty comfortable. It's got a rubberized feel to it, but it's not quite tacky like some of the others, you know, a little bit of adhesion there. We do have a very, very well staked castle nut on the gas tube there. You can see the beef of the aluminum in the receiver through here. No tensioner. And the Gearhood Works brace is multi-position adjustable, flips out to the side like that. And I found it to actually be one of the most effective braces for the one-arm shooting, if that's your intent with these. Put that out of the way, take a look at our bolt carrier. This has a very rich anodizing on it. I'm gonna grab a rag and try to wipe off some of the dirt. In fact, I want to say it's more like a DLC type finish. Very rich, beautiful black. You can see there. Very smooth and slick. It's not an anodized. I'm not sure what the coating is on here, but it is rich and beautiful. I like that we have flat head cotter pin. We'll pop the bolt out if I can get around and take a look at the carrier. Yes, and all the advanced crazy tools that I have at my disposal, one of my favorite things for getting cotter pins out is just around. Nice upgraded cotter pin there. You can see it stays nice and flat. Not going to have any issues with that. Wanting to open up and ruin the fun. There's our Beefy Firing Pin and cam pin, bolt. So you can see not only do we have this very slick coating on here, but we've got nice, smooth, continued interface. This is what glides inside the receiver. Nice long tail. Plenty of marks for the forward assist, which this upper receiver does have. And here's our bolt. We've got a single ejector. That's that divot right there. It's popular these days to have dual on some of them, and I don't understand why. I've never had an issue. And that includes even running a single ejector style through a carbine course. I took an AR-15 course with an AR-10 and ran support side. Did fine. It's totally doable. See, we've got magnetic particle inspected marking on there. The light will catch it. The letters MP. That means the steel has been tested to be all together, not having any surface cracks or anything. It's got the same nice coating. It feels very slick, and you can see it's polishing on the bearing surface there. Pop out the extractor. Use the firing pin to get under that. It's got a very strong spring in it. And you can see we have the upgraded style extractor with the 2 bushings and an assistant spring inside there. Nice wide gripping surface to grab onto those casings. So extraction should not be an issue. Overall, very, very well built. And that's one of the things that I like about Diamondback is they are on the affordable side of pricing. I'm gonna have to push this on the edge of the table. That is tight. The affordable side of pricing, but their craftsmanship matches or exceeds that of some of the, I don't know if you want to say higher end, but the more expensive brands out there. Good folks putting good guns together in a quality manner. Not always the most available, probably because they keep their production is probably slower when you're using such quality methods as they do. Unlike what I'm using to try to get this in, I'm gonna have to whack that with a mallet. But that is the DB10 pistol. Gotta say, it's been a long time since I looked at that DB10 rifle, but this bolt carrier seems like a huge upgrade, which is pretty cool. Nice and hefty. Having all that weight there helps, since using a pistol buffer tube, and we're gonna have more gas cycling that firearm due to the shorter gas system. So you either have to up your buffer weight, up your spring rate, or up your bolt weight to make things smoothen out. Now, upping the reciprocating mass, which is the carrier here, can lead to more recoil. When we get out to the range, we'll see how that brake works at mitigating that recoil. But so far, this looks like a very well assembled, nicely built AR-10 pistol. Looking forward to it. Probably gonna have to go out to the woods to really enjoy it, since these things can be a bit loud. Not indoor range or FUD friendly, if you will. But I mean, that's kind of what makes it fun, isn't it? All right, so that's the DB10 pistol. We'll get it out to the range soon, run a what's for dinner test through it. I'm curious, with this barrel length and gas system length, what we're gonna be looking at for acceptable range of projectile weights and velocities. And definitely get a group at 50, might group at 100. Not sure. I mean, it looks a little goofy to put a big optic on an upper this short, but you know, it's a 308. Might as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the range.